Hello, Janice. Sorry, I was having a coughing spell. You probably heard it. I couldn't get it on. I took a drink of coffee and it choked. So how is everybody doing? Hello. Tonight we're gonna do our gnomes. We're gonna get them all decorated. And you can put them then in your home decor, which mine, now I'll have two sets. One's going to go in my little tower, and one will go into, hello, Donna, and one's going to go into the leaves upstairs, just for decoration. So to get started, of course, you're going to want your gnomes. You either got them in your Craftology box, or you could buy them separate. Hi, Kimberly, hello, and thank you. The other flowers came, and they are just amazing. They were so beautiful outside at the wedding. Okay, I already did take apart my little girl gnome. So I'm going to set her aside. And this is how they come when you open your package. And you'll notice there's little white foam dots. Really easy to get off. Now, I did take these off, and I just kind of did a dry brush. And you can touch them up after on here with a jute colored. And the wood's really nice, so you don't have to worry about really even doing them if you don't want to, because I just put this one on the website, and I love him. He's my new best friend. I just love him. I didn't paint the edges. I thought it looked really good. So this is our Steam Pumpkin, and from Foundation. It's up there, and I did him today, so I'll be doing another tutorial on him. Really easy, really fun, and of course I used the Masquerade by Authentiques. I just thought it just looked so classy and awesome. I didn't even ink the edges on the pumpkin. I just really liked it. So this is you can see my hand. I got a big fat hand. Anyway, he's on the website. He's $14.99. Isn't he adorable? And you just use your scraps again. Love him. He's going upstairs for decoration too. So I've already done pretty much what I need to on her, except for her clothes. But we're going to take apart the boy gnome here. Again, you'll have these little foam dots. Well, Joan, they were in stock, and they're totally sold out again. And I'm going to call and see if they have more foundations, but they're running to the end of them also. What happened is we put them in the Craftology box. So I had bought all that they had, and they had a few, because everybody wanted them to decorate in different holidays, of course. Okay, I'm just going to scrape those off, and those aren't going to matter that they show, because we're going to be gluing these back down. So yeah, they sold out fast. Again, we're going to just take everything off. I'm not worried about marking it. Everything will fit back just like a nice little puzzle. And some things I did paint, like I paint his shoes. I paint the belt buckle. And I did paint the belt, but I may even just cover them with paper this time. And art glitter glue works really, really awesome. Uh-oh, who had a bad day? We want everybody to have a good day. Okay, so I'm going to take those off. Like I said, I already did a quick painting. Oh, the pumpkins. Let me grab you the link. They are in the, it's called, it's under themes. No, it's under category project kits. And under the project kits, nope, you haven't missed much at all. And here you go. There's our cute little pumpkin. No, I was just showing our steam pumpkin. Isn't he cute? Comes with the button, but the paper and the ribbon, you can use what you want. I use Masquerade. Oh, Janice, you can't do that. I need to see you soon. Now I did paint their noses, and I paint the face. You can do those in any color. I'm going to show you, I mixed buttercream and jute together, and I'll be doing that again. And then everything else will basically be from our paper collection. So I'll move the boy gnome to the side. Like I said, I did that beforehand. And I like to just paint with my, this is just baking paper. So one thing we need to do also is take apart her clothing. So when you get these do need to come off. It just makes it a lot easier, because I do tracing. There's a lot of different ways to do wood projects. Some people like to glue everything down and then, and see, that goes on your flower, but they put it there, I think, just so it wouldn't get lost. Some people like to glue everything down and cut it. I don't. I like to trace and cut. And you do want to file. Well, no, Robin, you could buy it. It's no longer available. I just haven't done the tutorial for the people who bought the Craftology box yet. And we actually have about 300 people who did buy the gnomes or the kit. And so I just have to do the tutorial for it. They run out pretty fast from the manufacturer. And also when I brought them into Country Craft Creations. So I do apologize if you don't have it. I will see if I can get more for the store, but we did have this in our last Craftology box. And our Craftology box is a bi-monthly subscription. It's every other month. Now, see, sometimes you'll have the foam when you take it off. So with your fingernail file, you can just file that down, but we're going to paint that anyway. And just file that off. And what I like to do is let's do our painting first. The only thing on the girl gnome was her little nose, which will go up at the top, and this part. And this is, like I said, where I did take, I use buttercream, and the colors just really aren't super important. You can use any colors you have or that you want to go purchase. These are on sale under $1. You can even get them at the dollar store. And a little bit of the jute. I'll just go ahead and use my foam folder here. So just mix it the color you want. We'll paint these, we'll let them dry, and then you can get out your gnome papers. And we'll do everything else while this is drying. And for those of you that you don't like to get your fingers dirty, you can either wear gloves or just use your clothespins. And for the face, I'm going to do the top sides. Don't have to do the back. And then we'll do the nose on our boy gnome, because they'll be the same color that way. So on Papa Gnome, his nose is also bigger. Tell Jim stop feeding you. Now, I know foundations didn't expect to run out of the gnome so fast either, but there's also somewhat of a wood supply shortage. And that's one thing I really like, is that it's environmentally friendly. It's a plantation grown wood. But what happened is there's a shortage, they told me. But we did get enough for the Craftology box and then to sell extras, so I was pretty happy with that. And I'm hoping we can get a couple more after I call in tomorrow morning. So your crafting tools are big helps when you're painting. This will need more than one coat. The wedding was wonderful, thank you, but I'm so glad it's over. I really am. Wilbur loved having all those people here, but he was so exhausted. So we'll let those dry. We'll get a better coat on those in a moment, but let's go ahead and I'll put her down there. Kim, in her tutorial, did use, I think she used some different ones. But all you have to do is grab your scraps, and I'm going to use that on his body part. Now the body part's the only one that can be a little tricky, I found out. I used the yellow. We're going to actually cut some of the yellow for shoes. See, it only takes your scraps, except for her body part. We'll need a little bit more. And very simple process. The thing is, this messy side will be down, the top side. So you want to turn it over. They're shaped a little bit different, I noticed, but nothing drastic. You can actually trace it on either side, but I try to stay on the same side that's going to be on the outside. And we're just going to trace around each part. And cut it out. 6 by 6. I can see your comments, Michelle. 6 by 6 will work. Yes, you can use your 6 by 6 pads. Kim, in her tutorial, Kim Can't Stop Crafting on our design team, she created the stand that the gnomes are on and the folios that go in the back of the stand. So you should have plenty of scraps of your 12 by 12. Now, if you only bought the gnomes and not the kit, and you already have the 6 by 6, that'll be perfect. Hi, Tanya. And then the hat, I don't worry about the perfect fit because we're going to be sanding that off. And I did ink the edges after it was on, but I just want to start by gluing it down. And art glitter glue works really well for this. And just use your art glitter glue like you normally would on paper. And then lay it out as close as possible. But this is where your fingernail file will come in play. Well, hopefully I'll call my sales rep, Casey, tomorrow morning and see if he has more, but 16. Oh, oh, Joan, I'll tell you a funny story here in just a minute. No, they weren't all that different. We had like 3 apple. I did berry. I did pumpkin. So I did a bunch of different pies for my son's wedding. But the rehearsal, see that hangs over and that's fine. The rehearsal was Friday night. And we were outside hanging lace on the gazebo. And all of a sudden I see kids eating pie. I'm going to just take this around. And I go running in the house, absolutely furious. They were cutting the pies. They thought they were for dessert Friday night. I was furious. So I had to go buy some pre-made crust. Not happy, not happy. And finish the last 4 because everybody at the rehearsal ate the pies. Oh, I was mad. Okay. I like to let that dry for a minute. So what I'm going to do now is go to her little hair pieces. And the hair pieces, you can also look at this picture. You'll see that one goes in this way and one goes in this way. But because, see those, your dots on the back, just turn them around and you'll know that's where it goes. What's going to happen is it will fit right inside of her face. And it's going to follow right here. Each one will fit on the correct. They're still there. They'll fit on the correct side. Like so. So that's still drying. Now what I did for this is I laid them out on my scrap. You can also just paint these if you want. But you do have some areas here where it will fit. So make sure you turn it the opposite direction. And because I really wanted just to keep it in the same paper. Or you can paint it. And you can make a red head or any color you want. There's that one. So anywhere on your scrap set it will fit. It's good. I know, Pat. If you leave food out on the counter at my house, everybody seems to think it's for them. In fact, I've gotten pretty mad at the boys when they're here. It's like, could somebody please ask before you eat food if maybe it's something I'm going to use? Now I'm going to cut just barely on the inside of the pencil to get rid of it, because warm pencil will smear on this. And I do like mine to be a little bit bigger because we're going to shave it off. Oh, see, this yellow seems to pick up anything on your fingers because it's smooth paper. Okay, let's go ahead and glue these down. So all this is a matter of tracing and gluing, tracing and gluing. and allowing to dry. Get some hand sanitizer and get this paint off. Or a wet wipe works. Well, Utah's having some fires, but ours are nothing like California. But our skies are certainly cloudy from the smoke. And I know these fires are terrible, but if you think about it, this happens every year about this time. Remember last year Australia and California was on fire? So it happens every year. Okay. And I did the flower also in the plaid. Oh, this I ended up just painting. And I do have a yellow straw, so I'll probably just paint that again. So face down, and let's go ahead and trace it. And it works to have a skinny pencil. And again, I'll try and cut off as much of the pencil without cutting too much. And that's what I like about Foundations wood products. They are pre-sanded, they're clean. You don't have to do any of that. And then you'll have a really cute home decor piece or gift. Now the gnomes, this was different for us. I decided to try it in the Craftology box. Kim, who is our shabby chic, girl, she really loves gnomes, and I was so excited when I saw her project. And then I saw the gnomes and I just fell in love with them. So we did have some say that gnomes, just you guys weren't into gnomes, but they still make such a wonderful gift after you put them together. So I'm going to put the second coat on because we're going to need this. And you can also use a hair dryer if you need to get it done quicker. And then I'll do the nose. This is where the fingers are going to get dirty. It's inevitable. Whoops. Yes, that was stuck. Okay, let those dry. Hi, Sheila. How are you doing? Uh-oh, somebody's at the door. Well, there went Wilbur. Just trying to see which these aren't the same, and I should have checked it before I put it down there. No, I wasn't. Well, make sure before you just put it down, you know which one it went on. Or you might have to do it again. Oh, Dixie's watching. Okay, this one, oh, apparently I've cut it too short somewhere. So this is, I'm going to show you the other way. I'm just gluing it down. Before I glue it down, I'm going to kind of go around. Well, my husband warned me somebody was coming by. All right. Let's go back now. Oh, let's go ahead and do her dress, which is the back side of the plaid. It should fit. Again, just sand those off. Just so you don't have any bumps. Face down so that it's going the right direction. Looks like that's going to fit just perfect. Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie, I'm still not used to your YouTube name now that you have found fame. And so when I look up, I look for your face. This is kind of fun. It's like playing paper dolls. I loved when my mom would come home from the grocery store with paper dolls. Okay. Don't worry about any pencil marks. They're going to come off. And then we'll put our little dress on. Mine's always a little big, and that's what I want. Okay, our pockets. I did the green. There it is. I was looking right at it. And these are going to go on her dress like so. Again, you can choose anything that you want. There they are. And I did the green plaid. I'm going to turn them over. Has anybody out there started or done Kim's project that your gnomes sit on? She made the cute little stand. And then the 2 folios. Whoops, I got my scissors in the paint. Well, the streaming program, once again, it's been doing this, said that there's a glitch on Facebook with the streaming programs. And I think it has to do with Facebook switching to their, whatever their new format is. I keep switching back to the old format. I don't like that new format, and it's going to be hard to get used to once it goes. I don't know when they're going to change it permanently. Okay, your craft paint dries pretty fast. I can do this other side. Okay, let that dry. I'm almost done with the painting, except for his shoes. Make sure we're on the right one. Yes, it's messy. Yeah, but after pretty soon, Pamela, I don't think they're going to let us switch back, are they? Joan, I know mine are going straight up into my tiered tray after the tutorial. I couldn't put them up till after the tutorial, so I had to have them to go by. And my other set is going to sit amongst the leaves on my other table. See, they pick up everything. That's the only problem. I may have to put a little sticker there, a little button sticker from the collection, because there's a spot there and I don't like it. Okay, let's grab our file. And if you've never done these before, always go down, don't go up. You'll rip your paper off if there's a loose area, and then you won't like it. So all we're doing is smoothing it, and then you're going to notice the edges is dark, and that's the laser. It's not the wood. Well, that's what happens when the laser, so you can sound that completely off. When wood passes through the laser, it gets that dark edge. And if you don't like it, you can completely sand it off. If it, I don't mind it. Main thing is that we get everything flush. Whoops. And that's also why, see how there's going to be variations? That's why you can use your distress ink. And I'm just using sepia. We'll go along the edge and just fill that back in. Move that out. And let's do the same for the dress. Now this one has quite an excess here, and I'm afraid I'll tear it, so I'm going to trim it down as close as I can. Or use your blade. And don't try to be too technical with it. If you just, it's just hard to get in those little corners. So just get up as close as you can. Same thing. Just file down. And that paper will come right off on the edges where it's not glued. Push that off. See, super simple. So if you've never tried your hand at wood products, they're really fun. This one is going to be a little harder because remember I kind of messed it up. I like to use my scissors first and just get as much as I can off. Being quiet, I'm trying to listen to what's going on upstairs too. We have a good friend who's a pastor. I guess he's trying to, or he applied for a new job close by here at a church, and so they came here to interview my husband about him. And I'm trying to hear what's going on. This is the Gnome Thanksgiving paper that was in the Craftology box. So now that I've gotten all of the excess, of course, I can now just go through with my fingernail file. And it doesn't matter. You can use sandpaper too. I like the fingernail files. I just pick them up at Sally's or Walmart. You can get them anywhere. Really cheap. I buy all the different grits. Okay, see how that takes shape? It's really fun. If you really like you're creating something. Yeah, and I wish I could send to the different countries, but it's so expensive. We've tried everything. I've even worked with Authentique to try to find shipping ways, but it's just ridiculous. It's like buying an airline ticket for your package. I'm not going to ink around the edge of this, but it's going to go on the hat. And then remember this little circle. And that, if you want to cover it in the yellow, it's not hard to do, or you can paint it. But let me go ahead. And just cut out a piece of the yellow. And let's just put it on there. Paint takes too long to dry. But also let everything thoroughly dry. Thoroughly dry. Oh, I forgot her shoes. So her little shoes. Again, you can paint them or you can cover them. I did them in a rust, which that one is different than this one. This is just a leftover from their little sleeves. So I'm just going to do it here. I'm not going to trace these first. These are pretty easy to do. Oh, I know. Needs to go this way. Hold on, did I just put that on backwards? I did. I got myself mixed up here. Hold on. There we go. Because this is the front side. Hi, Joanne. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Nicole. Hi, everyone. Now, let's let those dry. Let's do her body, because her body is a little more difficult. And I think I'm going to have the two of them match this time. And I want to show you. So she is the taller, skinnier one. That's the back, because I've already painted it. Now, with this, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me, all this dust. You'll see that it needs to come up about an inch above this right here. This is actually her hair. And I need it to be this way. And I am going to take it all the way down to her feet. It just made it a lot easier putting the shoes on top instead of trying to figure out where to cut it. So just come up an inch. And trace. And then I'm just going to draw that up and cut it straight across, because you're not going to see that under the hat. So we're just basically doing this like a puzzle, putting everything back together. So those of you, if you're on my personal Facebook page, a lot of you are, you did see that at the wedding. My son was married this Saturday, and their dog was in the wedding. They have a Labradoodle that's a year old. So he came down with my grandson, was the ring bearer, but Wilbur, we couldn't keep him out of this wedding. And he's in all their wedding pictures, and I told him, I'm really sorry. But I mean, they're okay with it, but he sure did enjoy all the people. Oh, you know, I did not cut this out between her feet. Remember, you're really not going to see a lot of that. Because we're going to cover it. Yeah, you could do that and then kind of just improvise. Okay, and her dress is going to go there too. So, see in the center? It is going to be what it is. Wow, I'm not doing very well getting mine on very straight today. You know why? Oh gosh. See, you know what it is? I'm trying to be nosy and listen to what's going on upstairs. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. See, it does fit. It's fine. It's just right there a little bit. I need to quit trying to eavesdrop on the upstairs conversation. I'm going to cut out the feet and make sure I've got one spot there. See if I can cover. I have a little spot there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, I know, Pamela. I need to not worry about it, right? Because they came to see him, not me. It's a guy thing. I'll cut these out better here in just a minute. Oh, that's fine. It covers that little hole. Okay. For this one, I'm going to put it on the paper. And not the wood. I got a little cut I went too high in there. Is anybody making yours as we're working on these? Let's quickly do her hair, the second coat on that side. Okay, let's let that dry and do our pockets, do our hair, and we can put this all together. And file. Has anyone here that just got their gnomes never done a wood project before? And then, is this all new to you? Just wiping that off on my jeans. Okay. Now to tell you this one, you guys, yeah, there's a spot there. I'm really unhappy with the pockets. So I'm not putting mine on. I'm going to be redoing them, but I want to show you, you're going to glue them down. You can see I had ink on my fingers. It got on my pockets, and it's really bad. But that's okay, because I'm just going to put another paper on top of it later. But you will just glue yours down just like that. Oh, and I have to show you, you had these two, oh my gosh, they're tiny, tiny, tiny. See those two little tiny ones? It's those buttons. I painted those after I put them on her. Okay, let's do the feet. Not the feet, but her shoes. So all the paper comes off. Oh yeah, once you do a set of wood, you're gonna be like, and put it in your house to decorate like this one. Oh, I love it. I love the bigger ones. I like big wood projects, but I loved these so much. I'm like, I'm doing them. I've got wood trucks and different things I've done that I just love. Like I said, if you get too much uneven after you take off the black from, See, it just goes right back on from the laser itself. Or if the edge of the paper is white and you don't like that, that's where your distress inks play a really important part. Plus they add depth, which is good for the shoes. And I won't do that to her hair. And since I am working on yellow, I just keep my hand sanitizer. Oh, I know. We're just getting into everything. Oh, Dixie's being so bad right now. You leave that puppy alone. Made sure my hands are clean for the hair. It's going to do the same. Do you know, yellow is one color that it's always recommended you don't paint if you have children, especially. I know we used to recommend against it in daycares because actually yellow picks up the most dirt every single time. Now, one thing I thought of doing for her too is to make little bows for her hair. Wouldn't that be cute? I'm going to hold it with the paper towel. It's acting like a magnet for what's on my fingers. Oh, he just brought me his ball and threw it. He dropped it. He throws it himself. He wants me to play. Okay. Just move everything because it's getting dirty. This one, see all that on the excess? Your file will take that right off. Make sure it's really your coarse heavy duty side. And make sure it's dry. That will clean that right off. I am pushing hard, so don't be afraid to push hard. Oh, I do. I like the Viva. So I've gone from dried diaper wipes to the Viva towels. Yes, the Viva paper towels. They're lint-free and they're fabulous for crafting and they're cheaper. So thank you, Pam. Yes, I do like them. So that's what all this is. This is just the edges of your paper. And that's why you're going down. If you go up, you're going to rip it, like I mentioned. But we're just going down. Okay, always clean it off. And then if you need to, you can paint the sides. These chunky projects are easy for that. I don't want to lose those little wood ones. So I'm going to put the hat on first. And your hat will now fill in all that empty space. This one's quite the colorful little gnome. And it's going to fit just like a puzzle, side to side. It will fit perfect on there. So just line it up on both sides. And then I'm going to put the flower down. We need to do the circle. Now the flower just needs it on the center. Oh, he's sitting here looking at me with his ball in his mouth. I'm not trying to cut it into the circle. I'm just trimming it away from the wood. And see, it needs to be shaped. You know what? I don't really like the garden gnomes that you see in people's yards. I'm with you, Pam, but I do love these. I love these because their faces are just, they're pleasant. They really don't have a face. I'm not doing it as hard on this one. There we go. Oops, I didn't lose those little pieces. You could even use a different, you could use a jewel or something if you wanted it to be more sparkly, or you could glitter these. Too much glue. Yes, these make me happy. Me too. So there's her little face, and it sits right inside the hat. And it's going to line up with the outside, the curve there. And she had the little nose, and it sits right at the top. And we have her hair. You're going to notice it just slides right. Wilbur, he's really trying to get me to play. On the sides. Okay, move her nose a little bit. They're going to sit exactly where they're supposed to on the hair. There we go. So it gave me time to move her nose. Now, when it comes to I call him the Papa Gnome. The only thing we're going to do different, so I'm not going to do this part with you. His beard will be painted, and this is all painted. But the body, everything is the same as the girl, but where she had more pieces, I wanted to do her totally the full thing on camera because it was different. I mean, she just has more pieces, as you can see. But before I glue that down, I want to glue down her shoes. Put her up here so you can still see her. I wanted to glue down her shoes, and they're going to fit the indentations. There we go. To the outside. And like I said, I'm going to redo her pocket. She'd have the pockets there. And then these two little tiny ones, I'm going to glue these on, but I paint them with a smaller paintbrush after this all dries. And we'll do those because I'm not happy with those. Yeah, I know they are. They're Mama and Papa. They're so cute. And just push down. Art glitter glue is absolutely wonderful. This is permanent. I've dropped these guys a couple of times, and it doesn't come off. Okay. Oh, now these tiny, tiny, tiny ones. I'm going to get my tweezers. So what I did, just here at the top, I'm going to put a dot of glue on each side. You could also use real buttons. Because they're so tiny. And I had taken the yellow paint, which is right here. So I'm just going to pour this. I've got the paper here to my left. And this is a pencil that I only use for this, basically. I'm using just the eraser. And I just dotted them. Put it right on the eraser. It's also worn down, so and it cleans off just fine. And there's our girl gnome. Now that, like I said, the fun thing is, I've got that little punch, make some bows. Let me grab that, see if they'd be too big. This is one of my favorite. I've had it forever and ever. You may have seen it in some of my other tutorials. It's just a tiny. Let's see. Does anything get painted? Well, I had already painted. I painted that just with that. It's called jute. No, you don't paint anything else unless you want to. You certainly can. Sorry, before I kill myself. But no. Let's see what I've got here that might look good. Maybe some solid color bows. Let's see. This Martha Stewart bow punch. Oh, yeah, you can put some laces on her shoes. You can do so many cute things. I wish they still made this. It might be too big. Oh, yeah, it's too big. I'll have to make some small twine ones when this dries. So that's our girl. Now, the boy, he's going to be the exact same way. Exact same way. His hat, we'll put him on display. So I used the words. This dog is so pitiful. He just keeps throwing his ball at me. No, Wilbur. I used the words. And we've already done the painting of his nose. Oh, you know what I have? These are my Prima. They're sunflowers. If I took the little tiny sunflowers, oh, that'd be cute. Oh, that'd be cute too. We just may play with some sunflowers. But I use the words. And then his I'm going to show this goes back together because it's the exact same way. This one you're going to just paint white if you'd like. I used just white, chrome coat white. Then you'll glue this back down. Now you're going to do his body the exact same way that we did it for Mom. Then you will glue his finished nose right at the top. And we don't have hair, so you don't have to have anything else on there. And then I did the plaid. And I'm going to do the plaid again for him. But we do need to paint. Actually, I'm not going to paint. I'm going to go ahead and do these in paper. I'll do this and his shoes. This has to be done in the gold paint. There, I can't really see where there's any way that you could possibly. I'm going to beat that dog. I don't think there's any way you can possibly cover this in paper because it is so small. I'm just using the eraser right this moment because I didn't grab my little brushes. And I find erasers work also just as well. And it's still going to take about 2 coats. We'll let that dry. We're using the photoplay gnomes for the holiday and Thanksgiving. They make a Christmas. They make, gosh, all those fun things. Christmas, Halloween, I couldn't think. So this, this can be tricky when you go to put this on. You need to, he's tearing apart paper. I don't know if you guys can hear him. You just place his belt where it matches best along his belly. It is low. Oops. And I'm going to go ahead and glue. Oh, that's what I used for his hat. We're going to go ahead and glue this on. And if you're just joining us, this was our Craftology box. And the box ships every other month. It's always different. Make sure these are the right direction. Same thing with my shoes, just like we did for the girl. That's the fall logo. That's one of our new fall logos. Yeah, I did the truck in red with pumpkins. Oh, yeah, it's up there at the top with the pig and the raccoon. So it's different than the blue one, which is for spring. The Craftology box, it ships every other month. It's $63.98, and that does include shipping. And it's different every other month, of course. The next one to ship will be in November, and it ships November 10th. They always ship on the 10th or before. We try to get them out before. And it will be, of course, the Christmas one. And then it ships again in January of next year. So you don't have to worry about a box every single month. Because I know I've done boxes and it's just every month. Unless you're an avid crafter and can be down in your craft room constantly, I found I never got the boxes done. And I've got a ton of them, but I'll never part with them because I can't get the papers ever again, of course. But I never did get them done. I like that. That was just the back side of the Thanksgiving words. And I apologize. These just sold out so fast. Okay, there's part of his belt. So after I do his body, I'll ink the edge of that too. And then after I put more coats of yellow on, I'll put his belt buckle. You just want to glue it on top. And this is how easy these are. But if you are just joining, I did show the new wood piece we did get in, and it's on the website. So I can't wait to get him up into decorating. That will look really great on a table. Shoes done the exact same way. Or you can paint the whole thing if you're great at painting. And if you make a mistake, don't worry. Just put glue on top. Put more paper down. Or if you're unhappy with it, you can sand this completely off. You can sand it off, then just smooth it out from that glitter glue. And you can then redo it. So there's really, no tricks to tell you. Everything I'm showing you is just Wilbur. I wish he could just be in the shows with us so you can see exactly what he's doing. And when he looks at me, when I catch him doing it, he looks at me like, excuse me, go back to work. Nothing to see here. Okay. And then those will get glued back down after I do his body, paint his beard, and super simple. Yes, it is. It is mixed media. I think you can use gesso for the paint. Definitely, you can use white gesso. I've used that on wood products before, but he, of course, has less parts than her. So that is the Craftology box gnomes that you can now work on. One thing is, does anybody have any questions on the creation of these that you maybe need help with? Or one thing I want to show you. So this is a different grit. And see, basically I'm going to sand it down because that one just had so much. That one doesn't work as well. It had so much got glue on it, and then some of the dust, I think, and it just looked terrible. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to sand it down after I clean up the mess. See, it comes off. Clean up the mess, clean my hands, and I'm going to redo her little pockets so that they look nicer. There. And you don't have to sand it all the way down. These are little. So just sand it till you get that smooth surface. And then you can just repaper it. Okay, everybody. That is how we put together our gnomes. And don't forget to show us when you get yours all finished, because they're super cute, super fun to decorate with. And then they'll go right on the stand that Kim made with the Craftology box. Okay, thanks everybody. And as soon as I get his belt buckle dry, I'll just finish putting him together. And yes, Joan, tomorrow I will call in the morning and I will let you guys know whether I got any more of the gnomes or not. If we can get them, he didn't have hardly any left. But if we can get some more, so that yellow just picks up the dirt, I definitely will get them in for you guys. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.